Have you ever thought about becoming a race car driver? Dreaming about the speed and recognition you would get while shopping at Walmart? The ladies with the bikinis holding the umbrella under the car thinking that could be you? Well, no. Racing in America is incredibly difficult, to say the least. You either have to have connections into a wealthy network of individuals who believe that they will get a return on investment, or simply be rich enough yourself to race and spend your own money paying a team to travel across the country for a challenge. Now, neither of those options sound fun or plausible for your average Joe or someone simply trying to build a resume of racing to further their career. So here's a list of what might help you in the long run. Starting off, we have the 24 Hours of Lemons. The 24 Hours of Lemons is an endurance racing series that's really all about fun, creativity, and budget constraints. The team must build a race car that costs no more than $500, excluding safety gear. The only problem with this series is that finding a car for $500 in this market is nearly impossible. I put a video to Chris Fix in the link below. He made a whole series about it. You should check it out. Next up, we have SCCA Autocross. Basically, drivers have to navigate a tight, cone-lined course designed to test precision and control. These events are typically held in parking lots, but really there's nothing much to talk about here except that it's really accessible to anyone who wants to get into it. For the next category, we have semi-professional, and for this we have Grid Life Touring Cup. The Grid Life Festival itself has good vibes, including music, drifting, and different exhibits to check out. While still competitive, the format rules keep costs manageable compared to pro-level series. Cars are balanced through power-to-weight ratios, specifically 12.5 pounds per horsepower, and strictly limits on modifications, keeping competition fair between a diverse amount of vehicle categories. The format is short sprint races, 15 to 20 minutes, but even though these races are short, they have a lot of good battles across the grid. Moving on to the SCCA Majors. The Majors is an amateur road racing series that serves as the pathway to the national level championship of the SCCA runoff. There is a lot of class diversity of over 20 vehicle classes from open wheel to production-based touring cars. Definitely worth checking out, but requires a lot of time commitment as you have to travel throughout your region in order to win a spot at nationals. Finally, for semi-professional, we have the NASA National Championships. So this is the annual showdown for NASA's top competitors across various classes. Of course, for this, drivers must qualify regionally throughout the year to earn a spot at nationals. Categories include time trials, spec racing, and open class racing. Moving on to professional racing series, we have the IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car Championship, the pinnacle of endurance racing in North America. On track, you'll see notable manufacturers like Porsche, Corvette, and BMW. The championship showcases a mix of sprint races and legendary endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, and 12 hours of Sebring. The series has 4 different categories from GTP, LMP2, GTD Pro, and GTD. Next up, we have NASCAR Cup Series. We have the most watched motorsports in America. I don't know why, but it is. NASCAR features stock car racing with a mix of oval and road courses. These cars are meant for 2 things, speed and contact. Built with identical frames and engines, not much difference between 2 NASCARs except the driver and team strategy. Finally, we have the IndyCar series. IndyCar is the open wheel series of America. Races include the famous Indy 500, which is known for being a Triple Crown requirement in motorsports. The drivers compete in a mix of ovals, street circuits, and road courses depending on the schedule. There are only 2 engine manufacturers currently, which is Honda and Chevy, making the series really depend on skill over technology. There are a lot of feeder series in America, so I'm just going to skim through them, just list them off. For IndyCar, we have the IndyCar Ladder, which starts off as the USF Juniors, the USF 2000, USF Pro 2000, and Indy NXT. For the Formula Ladder in America, it starts usually at the United States Pro Kart Series, the SCCA Formula Series, Formula Enterprise, Formula 4 United States, and then finally Formula Regional Americas. For Sports Car Racing Feeder Series, we have Lamborghini Super Trofeo North America, we have the Michelin Pilot Challenge, and we have the IMSA VP Racing Sports Car Challenge. For SCCA and NASA Championships, we have Spec Miata and American Endurance Racing. Finally, ending off, we have some notable mentions of Formula Drift and Global Time Attack. Overall, I would say racing in America is nearly impossible, but that doesn't mean that people haven't done it before. There are certain scholarships that you could look for. There are certain race series that will help you get to the next. It is definitely possible if you want to become a racing driver in 2024. Thank you for listening.
To try and get by Scott Dixon as quickly as he can, if he can.